Good morning, guys. This is Gate Talk with B. I'm B, of course. Today is Monday, May 11th. We are starting this week off strong and, a little bit more encouraged for the past. This is our third week. So we should be able to be in a mind frame where we have woke up this morning, we have prayed, we have meditated, we have worked out. If you haven't worked out yet, that's okay because we have all day to spend those 20 minutes for ourselves. But you just should be in a place right now where, you have woken up and you have, declared that this is going to be a good week. You have declared that this is going to be a week of change. This is going to be a week that you now apply the goals and the manifestation that you have set out for yourself. You're going to now put them in play. I had to wake up this morning and pray myself. I had to tell myself, Basha, today is week 3 of your podcast. Today is, a step closer to June 7th. So you have to apply more. You've been putting content out there. You've been encouraging, but now it's time for you to step it. And that's what we have to do in life. We have to meet the goals that we set out, and we have to continue to apply them, continue to put us on a challenge each week, continue to challenge our mind, challenge our ability, because that's the only way we're going to be able to tap into our true talents. That's the only way we're going to be able to tap into our purpose, align our bodies with what we need to align, unless, we'll find alignment issues. And we all know what happens with alignment issues in the car. If you're driving in a car that needs an alignment, that car is going to pull you to a way or a direction that you're not wanting to go. It's going to, deter you from going straight on your path. So when you think of alignment, always think of that, think of all the distractions that could deter you away when you're not aligned right with yourself. So this week, tell yourself you are going to align yourself with the challenges and the goals and everything that you set out for. You're now going to work hard for them. You're going to apply it. It gets hard. Some of us want to do what we want to do. That's that car taking us in a direction that our mind is telling us not to go. Our bodies is telling us you're tired. It's quarantine. School's out. For me, I should be relaxing and, I shouldn't be working still. Now for me, I use this time now that I'm not in school to go harder on my podcast, to research more on topics, to get into the general audience that I want to reach, to put myself first, to not only put myself first, to meditate more, to pray harder, because as I'm elevating on this journey, I have been getting a lot of distractions. I have been getting a lot of discouragements, even from my relationships, with people. And more so the one that I'm, currently, trying to make everything right with, it's been hitting me hard with that. So I have to stay aligned and prayed up to understand that my abilities and the things that I speak on, that I can't only speak on them. I need to be able to apply them as well, because what's a teacher if I can't be taught myself? I never want to be into a predicament where I'm sitting around and I'm just telling you guys and I'm not myself, acting on them, or I'm not applying that into my life. So I want to make sure you guys understand that this journey is, a challenge for me as well, to get up every morning, to continue to stay on my content, to plan, to research, to be mommy, to still work and still make sure I maintain the great relationships in my life. So if I can do it, juggling all the things I juggle, you guys, should be encouraged to do it as well, because you guys encourage me to stay on it when I see you guys continue on the journey, so we're all doing this together. So we're going to just jump into the week, and this week, we dealt with relationships last week. And now we're going to go over, like I said yesterday on the Mother's Day podcast, we're just going to jump over into financial literacy. We're going to understand now that we have first week aligned ourselves with our, who we are, and now second week we aligned ourselves with the relationships that we have into our lives. And now we're going to apply that relationships into the foundation. And of course, the foundation starts with you want to be financial literacy. You want to have those financial goals set. You don't want to just jump into a goal or jump into the goals of your children or, of course, your spouse, and you don't have that financial plan, because what we're going to find ourselves doing is going so hard and hitting a block wall because we have no plan. And everyone knows when you jump into a goal with no plan, that's disaster. That's failure. We don't want any failure. We want all success. We're speaking on success. We're declaring the success in all you guys' life, and including myself. So I want to make sure right now, I gave you guys a 20-minute a day challenge for yourself to align 20 minutes a day. Now I want to start this, start this off with the savings. If you guys don't have a savings account or a credit card with a savings account or anything linked to something that could be long-term, money that you can't touch now, money that you cannot tap into, you guys need to make sure that you are doing that. Go set up a savings account for your children. Go ahead and set up a savings account for yourself, 2 separate accounts. It doesn't matter how many accounts you have. Just make sure this is money that you're, contributing to for your future, for your foundation, for the relationship of your spouse. If you guys have wedding plans, buying a house, buying, a car or a business together, you want to make sure that you're upholding your end on that financial, plan for you guys. That way that burden isn't, running on just one person. So that way that you're able to tap into your resources as well and say, listen, I'll meet you halfway on your goals if you can meet me halfway. But you have to be able to have a financial plan for yourself. For me to start this podcast, I had to really sacrifice a lot, to buy the equipment, to, buy the books. And it was a lot of times where I said, I don't really want to spend my money on that. I want to do what I want to do with it. But I had to understand and tell myself, if I want a foundation, if I want something for my children, if I want something for myself, I have to be able to put in my mind that I don't need anything right now. Everything I need right now is just tapped in resources from my purpose. Because if I tap into my resources and my purpose, everything that I want will align to that. So what I'm going to do is now I'm going to make sure that I'm going to save for that future. So when that alignment happens, when I take off and things are happening in my career and on my goals, I'm able to now financially support that. That's what we have to understand, that yes, we have the gift and the ability to do our talent, but we still live in a world where we have to have monetary gains. We have to be able to get, support our family. So this is something that we have to understand, that it's something that a lot of us don't want to do, but we have to save for rainy days. We have to be able to put at least, I said, I'm going to start with 20. I love the number 20. Let's just start right now. If you can, whatever time you get paid, whether you get paid every week or whether you get paid every 2 weeks or whether you do once a month, put $20 up for yourself into your financial account. Just $20 as you're spending. You know what? I want you, when you spend those 20 minutes a day, on that last 20 minutes a day on that Friday, if you got paid, I want you to spend those 20 minutes a day and as well as put $20 into your account. And what this is going to do is now create a habit, because everyone knows it takes 21 days to form a habit and 30 days to break a habit. So we're going to start a 21-day challenge. And these 21 days is not just putting $20 every day, but this is once a week, every 2 weeks, or once a month. Just $20 a month. Or, we will say $20 to $40 a month in your account, if you can, that's going towards your foundation. And a lot of us, like myself, are going to challenge harder because I have 4 kids. So not only am I channeling $20 a week into my account for myself, I am channeling now $25 a week for my daughter to go into college. And I'm doing $5 a week for each of my other, kids. That way, everyone has a foundation. That way, when my children come to me and say, Mom, this is a venture that I want to do, I'm able to now support that for them, whether it's 5 years or 10 years down the road. I don't have to tap into loans and, run over on credit cards or, go into debt. I now have saved for my children's foundation. So that now will not be a financial burden along the road. This is something that I won't have to find myself doubling over, working hard to get my daughter a first car, because she already has that in her account. And that's what we have to understand as Black people. And, I don't want to just speak on us because, my audience, I hope, is broad. But as a Black community, we have to understand that we're leading our children into a world of failure, because what we're doing is we are allowing them to tap into, we are expecting them to tap into their own resources at 16. As soon as they're able to get a job, as soon as they're able to work, we're allowing them to go out there and work and now support themselves. No, whatever they do for themselves is supposed to be for themselves. As a parent, as a mom, as a dad, as a caregiver, as whoever you are into this child's life, it is your job to set that child up for success. And in order for us to set them up for success, we have to be set up for success. We have to have a savings account. We have to have all the things that we need in order for us to be able to now financially support them. And that's for your children. But as far as your spouse, if your spouse comes to you with a business venture, if you come to your spouse with a business venture, or, if you guys are ready to, now seal the unity and buy a home together, you want to make sure that when you guys are able to walk into that bank, this is not one-sided. Both of you guys are able to sit down. Both of you guys are able to understand and be approved for whatever you guys are seeking. That way that it's all a unity when it comes to it. Your husband isn't coming up with the down payment and doing all the signing, or your wife isn't doing all the signing and coming up with the down payment and running her credit. Both of you guys are doing it together. So what is this going to now build you to understand that you now have something coming to the table? No one can take the table from you, or you're not the only one to the table with the chair. You're now just coming to the table and your spouse is meeting you halfway. So that's why I say being financially stable starts your foundation. You have to have into your mind, because everyone knows when it starts with your mind and when you're able to tell yourself, I got this. And we all know as an adult, the only way that we most sort of feel secure is if we have the monetary gains, if we have the money in our pockets, if we have the credit cards to be able to support that. That's what makes us feel good. That's what makes me feel good. After I'm able to pay my bills, after I'm able to support my children's needs, support my needs, and still be able to have something in the bank, that makes me feel good. So if we can continue to channel that into ourselves and build ourselves, it goes back into our first week. You're now aligning with yourself, and now you're able to align with those relationships, because now as a mom, as a spouse, you feel better. As a dad, you feel better, because you're now able to say, if long-term jeopardy, I now have my family. If something happens, I have, life insurance. I have plus, a savings account. If my daughter turns 16 and she has prom and, her first car, or, my son's ready to do a basketball tournament, all the things that you have to channel into yourself, into your finance, is now going to be just same way as the energy into your relationships. So that's why I say we have to start with financial. So, I just want you guys to understand that these topics are going to go fast. I started them off slow, but I want you guys to stay on top of it with me, because as we grow, we can understand why I'm speaking on the things that we're speaking on. So when you find yourself with that $20 bill in your hand, you're going to immediately think, you know what? I can go spend this and get, 2 double cheeseburgers, so I can go get my toes done, or I can put this into my account and cook 2 burgers at home and polish my own toes. So it just tells you where's your ability right now? Are you really ready to tap into your purpose? Are you really ready to tell yourself, I am ready to get serious about my career, about my foundation, about the relationships I have? And if you're really serious about that, then these $20 wouldn't be anything to you, because this is only helping you. It's not like I'm asking you to donate it to me or donate it to others. This is for you. This is something that you can tap into your account and see where the money is going and how it's accumulating. And that should be motivation each week to double that, to now feel good about yourself, to understand now you have started a foundation for yourself. Now you have started that foundation for your children. We all have 401ks on our job. Yeah, we can tap into that's retirement. That's at the age when if we make it to retirement. We have to think of that. Tragic events happen in our 30s, happen in our 40s, happen in our 50s. All of us won't get to tap into that 401k that we're, putting into each month on our job. So this is something that you can tap into. If I'm starting to, $20, like I said, I go a little different. My financial plan is a little bigger because I have a bigger family. But once I start that, I now am able to say, if I don't get into my 40s, if I'm 35 and a financial, crisis hit, or if my children need something, I'm able to tap into that money with no restrictions because it's mine. This is not an employer. This is not something that is now tapped into a lender. This is my money. And if a lot of us don't have bank accounts and don't trust it, so if you have a safe, put $20 a week in your safe, $20 every 2 weeks in your safe, however way you get paid. That way you're understanding the logic of what I'm saying. This is your money that you're tapping into. This is something that is for you and your children. This is something that when the financial times get hard, you don't have to run into the banks. You don't have to overdraft your cards. You don't have to run over your debt, go over your credit limit. This is something that you're able to say, I got money for this. That's a rainy day. This is something. Now, don't use rainy days. It's just a rainy day because, you paid your bills and now you want your hair done and, or you want a haircut and now you don't have. No, you're fine. You can wait a week until you get paid again. That's not a rainy day. A rainy day is financial turmoil. This is something where your house is under foreclosure, or you're getting evicted, or you lost your job. Your son broke his arm. Your insurance needs a copay, or, those things are car troubles to get you to and from your